All right, today we are in the mountains of Alaska once again to do something slightly different. Now, I have reviewed Carbinox smartwatches in the past. They are the indestructible alternative to the Apple and Samsung smartwatch. They offer 90% of all the functionality with like a tenth of the cost. Now, they have decided to dip their hands in the tactical outdoor market. So I decided to come out here in the mountains of Alaska once again. Now the weather is not nearly as good as I had hoped. You can't just Google search the weather in the mountains outside of Anchorage, Alaska. So I'm gonna do what I can to strategically film the video so the sound is decent while talking about this outdoor gear. Now the question is, if Carbinox makes tough watches, do they make just as tough outdoor gear? Well, I'll let you know. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. This is random compared to what I normally do. Now, I drive up here to the mountains and a bunch of stuff goes wrong right off the bat. Now, I have to hold my camera with my hand because the selfie stick or whatever I have didn't allow the wireless mic to go in, and that's something that I just didn't think about before I left. I seem to never really think about it. So again, bear with me with this entire review. Now, we came out here to review their outdoor auxiliary pack. Basically what it is everything they offer in their outdoor tactical series wrapped up into one backpack. This backpack right here. They offer 6 different items to include the backpack, and at a savings to you guys, because you guys know when you buy things separately, they tend to be more expensive. So their auxiliary pack is just that. It is everything offered in their outdoor series individually, all stuffed into a pack for under $300. Now, let's talk about the pack, then we'll talk about all the items in the pack. Okay, so I got the wind at my back. Hopefully I can get you guys some decent audio while talking about this Carbinox outdoor auxiliary pack. Now, the most important thing when dealing with any pack is gonna be the backpack itself. Now, this pack is made of 600D polyester. Now, that means that this thing is, I don't wanna say nearly indestructible, but it has a lot of properties that are beneficial to the outdoors. One of which is it is rip and tear resistant, it's water resistant, it's also weight resistant. Now, what does weight resistant mean? Weight resistant means that whenever we load down our backpacks and the fabric tends to stretch out, it means it's not resistant to the weight itself. This thing holds its shape for a lot longer than like standard fabric because it's weight resistant. So you can pack this thing down, it's not gonna stretch out like you're used to with your cheaper packs. So let's discuss what this thing has to offer for someone like you. With this thing boasts 77 liters of capacity. So that's a lot of room to put either your gear, your emergency gear, your first aid stuff, or whatever you want to pack out either at the range or outdoors like we are now. Now there's 12 different compartments. There's mesh sides for things like drinks. There are compartments in the front for smaller things like pens. There's a laptop holder in the main compartment right here. There's a laptop holder right here. Honestly, this thing has, so what I actually appreciate the most is the zippers on this. The zippers are very smooth zippers. You know, everybody has like the YKK zippers, like the standard. These things are far higher quality than that. And one of the things that I really do love about this is the fact that down here, it has an independent shoe department for your shoes, which means that it is waterproof outside of everything inside of your pack. So let's just say you have an extra pair of shoes and you go out hiking and you end up stumbling through water or a river or a creek or it's raining and your feet are just getting nice and soggy and you're like, I want to put some like dry socks on and I have this extra pair of shoes, but I don't want my wet shoes to destroy the rest of my stuff? Well, it has an independent compartment for things like your shoes that have vents on the side so all that moisture doesn't stay within it, right? It doesn't get all muggy and gross, which I'm sure we all know about. This thing I think is just amazing. And not just that, but as you see that it has independent straps, shoulder straps, but then this falls down and covers it, and it can become more like a computer bag right here. It's just the little things. My sister started looking at this, and she's a nurse, and she's going to buy one of these strictly because it has all the capacity she needs for like a healthcare provider. Now, outside of that, you have to ask yourself what comes in the bag itself. This is the outdoor auxiliary pack with all their other stuff. So let's talk about the stuff that's inside. Now, the first thing that comes in the auxiliary pack is self-explanatory, and that is going to be a tactical pen. This is basically what every law enforcement officer or every tactical person carries with them on duty. It's a standard pen that writes fairly well. It has a window punch at the very end, and people buy these because you can use them as like a Kubotan with self-defense. But if you're not a martial artist, you won't use it in such a way. It's just going to be a pen that's large, and it can be used to break glass. And I have used one of these to break glass before on someone who was ODing inside of their car. This is really nice to have. It's very convenient, and you don't lose it like most pens. Now, the next thing that is offered is their light. It's called the Beamstream. Now, again, I'm going to keep saying, as a law enforcement officer, one of the main things that I need, especially when I'm working nights or in changing conditions where the light can get low, is a decent flashlight. Now, no longer are the days when people are carrying their giant Duracell flashlights with 200 lumens that, you know, we all know second as a nightstick. Instead, you have something very small like this. This is rechargeable, offers multiple levels of lighting, and we'll go through this. And it goes up to 1,000 lumens. 1,000 lumens in this tiny little thing that has a clip and a magnet. And for me, I'm going to put it right here on my external vest to allow me to see in front of me things that I'm holding. This is extremely important. It also has LEDs on the front that cycle through into different things. Now, a lot of these have to do with emergencies. So if I am stuck out in the wilderness, I want to have essentially something like this so that it can be seen from far away. One of the things that I learned in the military, especially through survival, is you can see the cherry tip of a cigarette being smoked from a mile away. So even if you don't think this is going to be bright, it's going to be bright enough to catch someone's eye and then get them in the direction of you. So this is actually very nice. It's rechargeable, and 1,000 lumens in this tiny little 2 LED package is quite amazing. I just can't really complain about that. Now, next in the pack is actually going to be their Carbonox sunglasses. Now, this style is not my favorite, but it is a very popular style right now. And these things also double not just as sunglasses, but as also range glasses. So let me go ahead and toss these on. Now, one of the things that I do love about these sunglasses is the fact that not only do they come in this pack, and this pack is really affordable for everything that it has to offer, but these lenses are interchangeable, which I think are honestly the most important thing about these sunglasses. And that's because they come with all these different lenses. If you don't like this sport lens, hey, they come with a smoked lens. They also come with a mirrored lens. They also come with a clear lens for range use, or a yellow lens also for range use or for driving. One of the things that gets so annoying, especially about sunglasses and tactical shooting glasses, is the fact that everybody who's ever been on the range knows the moment the lens gets slightly scratched up at all, it just makes the experience just completely negative. And I like the fact that they offer So many different type of lenses. You have a total of 5 lenses for this, and you really don't see that anywhere else. And get replacements. One of the things they do offer in the pack is a tactical wallet. Now, far gone are the days of the 1990s where you have someone like George Costanza with their massive wallet filled with receipts and money. If you aren't having a small, slim line wallet, especially for a man, then you are far behind the times, my friend. Inside, it offers the ability to toss credit cards, your ID, and then one thing that I love about this is it flaps over and secures safely so I don't have to worry about anything. Most wallets just come out the top or come out of the side. I like this has a fold over feature that just gives me extra security, has a money band built into the other side, and honestly, I think this is just cool looking compared to other tactical wallets that I've actually reviewed. I've reviewed a couple tactical wallets on this channel, and this thing is the most affordable and probably the most classy and tactical at the same time. Now, last on the list is the funniest thing that I think is going to be a Bluetooth speaker. Now, this thing, I will be honest, is very durable. It's substantial in the hands. It has a wonderful rubberized texture on the outside. And this thing boasts 8 continuous hours of play. It does have an auxiliary and Bluetooth import, so you can either plug in or hook up Bluetooth. This does have 3D sound, and this thing has a distance of 18 meters that you can walk away from it, that it still allows connectivity. Now, I've had a lot of speakers, a lot of Bluetooth speakers, and this thing it's a dual speaker, and I will tell you that the quality of this and the sound of this is better than the JBL Bluetooth speaker I used to have before I got this, and better than the Bose speaker that I have. Now, Bose is good for like clarity of sound, I guess, but maybe if I'm in a room by myself and I want to play my Bose Bluetooth speaker, that's fine. This is great for the outdoors. The sound is amazing. The durability of this is amazing, and this thing is water resistant to IXP7, which means that I can literally have it sitting out in the rain and I don't have to worry about it. I mean, this is a true on-the-go Bluetooth speaker, and who doesn't like to go camping and put on some music, especially when you're setting up camp? Now, the real question you have to ask yourself is, why am I doing this tactical bag review? And that's mostly because I'm cheap. And not just cheap, but I'm a guy who works very hard for my money, and I want something that's affordable and yet durable. I'm not that guy who spends $600 on an Arc'teryx bag because it says Arc'teryx on it. I'm just not that guy. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it's worth the money, and name brands are not the highest quality stuff. In fact, I had a pair of Merrell tactical boots for work that my buddy told me to get. They lasted 3 months before they started to fall apart, and I completely changed the way I look at Merrells. So get out of your mind when it comes to name brands, because they're not always the best. So for me, I look at a company like Carbinox, and if they're willing to offer something that's durable, that's affordable, and this is affordable. If I were to add up everything on the list that comes in the outdoor auxiliary pack, even on sale, everything right now is on sale, even on sale, it's $420 plus to put everything in the pack yourself. Whereas everything in the pack right now is under 300 bucks. So you save yourself, I think, something like 140 bucks just to get the auxiliary pack. And that's for the items on sale right now. Imagine if they're not on sale, it's going to be far more expensive. So really, I'm pretty happy overall with what Carbinox is bringing to the table with their first line of outdoor gear. I think that they're definitely on the right track. I think they're offering an excellent price point for their stuff, and I can't wait to see what they have coming for us in the future. Now, if you guys are interested, I will leave a link down below to their main website. I don't get any kickbacks from it, but if you guys are interested, please check them out. Carbinox has been really good at the channel, and they're offering superb stuff, even if they're sort of going out of their wheelhouse. Most watch companies will stick with their niche thing, and those who branch out normally fail. I think Carbinox is at the perfect place, especially in the industry, to offer not only really high quality, durable, nearly indestructible smartwatch alternatives, but to also offer great tactical gear. They are a tactical line, and I love what they're doing. Anyway, if you're here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help the channel. It really does help me come out and do more stuff like this, because it takes hours just to come out here, and then it takes more hours to film, and I really do appreciate you guys sticking by. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.